you have to make the decision in your life to show up every fucking time. And when I mean every time, it doesn't even have to be in a financial way. It doesn't have to be in a gain way. It has everything to do with who you are. So when people tell you who you are, you understand, because people will tell you who you are. That's just life. People will tell you who you are because this is who they are, or this is who they think you are. But when you're by yourself, guess what? You have to look at yourself in that mirror, right? Right? Only you can see yourself in the mirror, baby. Ain't nobody else in there. Imagine looking at yourself in the mirror and you're thinking to yourself, what voices do you hear when you look in the mirror? You get me? And I ask this all the time because if you're hearing anything negative, that's people projecting. You're basically hearing how other people feel about you in the mirror, because for you to look and be who you are is for a reason. It's always for a reason. It's never because it was any mistakes. It's never because it's something wrong. No, it's for a reason. For you to look and be whom you are is because that's who you are supposed to be. That's how you are supposed to look. In other news, this is why you are that way. What you believe in, you've never been here before. You get me? So even if you do believe that you are reincarnated, you still have a life lesson to learn, because this is a new life for you. Everything that's happening, everything that you're going through are all a part of what is supposed to be happening. You feel me? A lot of times, like I say all the time, we beat ourselves up and assume that we're supposed to be somewhere that we aren't right now because we feel like that's where we're supposed to be. No, baby, you are exactly where the fuck you're supposed to be, honey. If you keep going through life assuming that time is what makes your life worthwhile, then you're always going to be running with the clock. Y'all ever seen Alice in Wonderland? That is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Okay? Now, there were different stories about it. Should I do an ombre on my eyebrow? I think so. But there were different stories about Alice in Wonderland. The main character that I feel like we live by in Alice in Wonderland, though, you would think it's Alice, right? Because they say it's a hallucination or it's delusion or she's not understanding or whatever the case may be. But the main character that we all of us live by is the rabbit. Mr. Rabbit. Everything Mr. Rabbit has done was honestly because he was on a time. He would be rushing to work, rushing to the queen, rushing. One thing he always had on him was what? That stopwatch. Because he felt like time was always running. And he was what? Never on time, right? He was always late. No time to say goodbye. Hello, I'm late. He would always say that he is late. But in all honesty, what was he late for? We never knew. We never knew what he was late for. You get me? He would always feel like he's late. The rabbit ended up seeing Alice again when he was passing by through the tea party with the Mad Hatter and the rabbit and the other rabbit. And then that's when they get to the game with the queen, and they're playing croquet, okay, with the other cards and things of that nature. Now, the rabbit was basically saying he was running late for a game that he couldn't even get to because you needed Alice to be there. You get me? So how are you running late for something that hasn't even started yet? You understand what I'm saying? That's where I'm going with this. I know y'all like, get to the point. Well, let me get to it. But yeah. 10 times out of 10, I really did love that movie off the strength of, because Alice felt as though a lot of things in the real world, it just doesn't make any sense. You get me? And it's true. If we're all doing things by mentally feeling as though we're supposed to be somewhere else, or we're supposed to do something else, or we're supposed to, everything is an experience. You get me? This is why things are here, to experience it. And when you're experimenting and you're going through things in life and you're seeing your ins and outs, your do's and don'ts, your whys and why nots, you're not wasting time. There's no such thing as wasting time when you're learning. Life is a learning journey. You can't waste time learning. You can never waste time learning. You can never waste time figuring. If you feel like you're behind in life, or you were supposed to have something done, or you're not where you're supposed to be, where are you supposed to be? You get me? How do you know where you're supposed to be if you don't go through things to get there? If life was as simple as, okay, I'm such and such age, this is where I'm going to be at, and it happens, baby, we would all be millionaires. Do you hear me? All of us. All of us. And it's not that we can't get there. Of course you can. Why not? You understand me? Why can you not get to exactly where it is that you want to be? Why not? Who gonna tell you that? Who gonna say you can't? And if they say, and then guess what? Who gonna tell you? Who told you you had to listen to that? You feel me? But in the end, it's all about what you want. So if you want that, you're gonna get there. But you can't expect to just be there once you blink your eyes because you reached a certain milestone. If you reach that milestone, that's because you're supposed to be getting there. You get me? Some people become so obsessed with what other people have, or what other people are doing, or how other people live, that they feel like that's exactly where they're supposed to be in life. And that's where we fuck up ourselves. That's how we fuck up ourselves. Because we're too busy watching the outside, that inside, we're literally talking to ourselves, telling us, listen, if that's what you want, you're gonna get it, but you gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention. Pay attention to what's in front of you. Not where you should be. Not what you should have had, should have done. Pay attention to what is in front of you. Everything you need is always in front of you. You just gotta pay attention. You dictate how your life goes. You understand? You are the controller of your life. So if something is going a certain way, that's you. Nobody else. Nobody else. That's why they say, train your mind. Train your mind. Because whatever you're telling it, whatever you're saying, that's exactly what you're going to see. That's put yourself on a pedestal and don't come down. And when you put yourself on a pedestal, I'm not talking about, oh, you're superior, or, you know, things like that, or look down on people because you ain't got the right. You feel me? That's not your job. You're not an overseer. Putting yourself on a pedestal means that you think highly of yourself. You love yourself. You push yourself hard enough to know, okay, this is what I deserve. This is what I need. This is whom I am. This is what you know what I'm saying? This is where I belong. That's putting yourself on a pedestal. Once you understand that you are the creator of your own everything, shit come in easy than a motherfucker. That easy. I know we all have times where we want to give up and be like, you know what, fuck this shit. It's too much. Especially when you're doing things for yourself or on your own, or you know what I'm saying, when you're trying to be positive and you're trying to be better than the old you, not anyone else. I tell y'all all the time, never compare yourself to nobody, because you're not like nobody. Everybody is different. I don't care if you're a twin. I say this all the time. Even twins are different. You understand me? Not to bring it up, but look at Tia and Samara. One got a black, one got a white. Like, people are different. That's the whole purpose of life. And so when you're doing things and you feel as though, okay, I can't do it no more, just take some time. Take time. You can either write, you can just speak out loud things that you feel, or my favorite, because y'all know music is frequency, listen to your favorite songs. And when I mean favorite songs, I mean songs that speak to you, songs that you literally hear the lyrics and you're like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Listen to music. Music is such a beautiful gate. I call it the gateway drug. You get me? Because music literally speaks to us, whether it's the rhythm, the beat, the lyrics, whichever. Depending on the songs that you like. I can listen to beats and just be chilling. Okay? But even if you listen to songs with lyrics, that still alters everything, because a lot of songs we don't even notice literally compare and literally spell out our lives. So take a day. I wouldn't even say a week. Just take a whole day if you can. And please try to make that time for yourself, because if you're doing something that you can't even take a day for yourself to just sit down and think, then you know what I'm saying? Like I always say, we're not robots. So things that we do, we need rest. Yes, I always say it doesn't have to equate to sleep. It can just be just chilling. Just chilling. But we need that. You get me? Because when you have that time just to chill, you start to realize a lot of things that you don't realize, because we're always on the move. We're always doing something. We're always putting our energy into other things rather than ourselves. Once you start realizing a lot of things in this life, people start to say you change, you're fake, you're not who you are. Well, duh, that's the whole purpose of motherfucking rebirth. You're not the same person that you once were, because you start to realize and see things for what they truly are, and see yourself for who you truly are. You get me? When you're living life a certain way, you live life that way because you feel like this is who you are. You're learning. So once you're learning yourselves, what you like, what you don't like, you're going to be doing things. Just like a baby. If a baby is doing quote unquote bad things, it's because he has to learn what it is that's bad. You get me? He's not, baby's not going to come out and say, hey, I'm not going to touch this because I don't think I should touch this. They're going to touch it because it's new. People and things kind of, oh wow, new customer for my store. Yeah, period. People will start to realize that a lot of things you do don't make sense. A lot of things that you do unethical, untraditional, That's not how you're supposed to do it. If we all lived lives the way we were supposed to, a lot of things that we do wouldn't be done. Even the most people that we feel like are the most saints, not. And you know why? Because you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to learn. How would you possibly know exactly what you're doing is right? Because you feel like it's right, right? So how could somebody tell you what you're doing is not right? If I put my foot in a shoe and it's not my shoe, can somebody come to me and say, nah, put them shoes on because it's your shoes? Even though I know the shit don't fit. Even if I know it does not fit my shoe, it doesn't fit my feet, right? I know, I see it, I feel it. But because somebody comes over and says, well, these are the right shoes, I think these shoes look good for you, so wear them, I have to hurt my fucking toes because it looks good to you? That's how we can compare scenarios in life. If a shoe doesn't fit you, why should you ever squeeze your foot in it when you can just go get your own size? That's how we can compare life decisions and things that we do. If something is not on time or something is not done when you want it to be done, how the hell you expect it? You know what I mean? How do you expect to get something done when you never went through it? Or how do you expect to get something done if you don't even know what the hell you doing? You feel me? A lot of us tend to feel like if something is hard, it's not for us. That's not always the case. Things that you want, things that you do, things that you see, it's for you. You just have to have the strength and the power and the courage to get there. When materialism come into play, right? I was just watching that show. I watched this show, okay, on Netflix called Karma's World. I watched all 3 seasons. Yes, honey, me and my son. But I was mostly watching it for myself. I'm not gonna lie. But I watched that show, right? And it gave me an epiphany. When it's material things that we want, we will go to great lengths to get it. Now, let's talk about it. It was an episode where it's these sneakers that her and her best friend wanted. These sneakers on a commercial that they saw. They were cute sneakers or whatever the case may be. But these two and their children, right? Her and her best friend are children. They're in grade school. They decided to work for their neighbors or work for people, you know what I mean, around the community so they can earn money and gain money to buy the sneakers. But then when they realized that the sneakers, both of them, because both of them wanted the sneakers, but then when they realized they didn't have enough money for both of them to get the sneakers, they came, they had a disagreement at first with each other because they felt like one deserved the sneaker more than the other because one put in more work than the other. Mind you, they both were doing the same thing. Okay? But when it comes down to the conclusion, it comes down to the end of the situation, the guy, because it's a boy and a girl, the boy, he decided to, because he's an artist, he put his thinking cap on and he decided to make them sneakers. Okay? That's the metaphor that life gives us. When it's something that you want, you're going to go hard to get it. And when I mean go hard to get it, I mean you're going to find any kind of way, any way to get exactly what it is that you want. And because they both couldn't afford the sneakers that they both wanted, he decided to use his talent to make the sneakers. And they looked even better than the sneakers that they wanted to buy. So that goes to show. What we have inside of us, nobody else can ever have. But you have to want to utilize it. You have to want to say, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna put my motherfucking best foot forward and do what I need to do for me so that I can get exactly what it is that I want. If it comes to Balenciagas, y'all gonna save y'all money and spend your last check on it. If it comes to building a business, or it comes to building your life the way that you want, things get hard, y'all like, fuck it. Can't do that. No such thing as fuck it when you're doing something for you. It's benefiting you at the end. So there should be no reason why fuck it is even in your mind. You get me? I don't care who did it before. I don't care who has it. I don't care who does what. I don't care. And you're not supposed to care, because it's not your job to say, well, this person is doing this, so maybe I should. Why does that matter? Who's doing what? Why does that matter? Are you doing what you need to do? You get me? Is it working for you at this point? That's exactly where your mind is supposed to be, because the more that you look at what somebody else is doing, what they got going on, you take away from yourself. And I say this all the time. If you notice that certain things that we do, it's like, let me think first. Why? Look at yourself in the mirror. Understand that you a fucking boss. Because like I say all the time, becoming a boss starts with the mind. Once you mentally say, okay. Once you mentally say, I want to do, or I'm about to start this, boss. The boss is activated. It's activated. So now it's time to look at yourself in that mirror and say, let's get to it. Tell yourself what it is that you want. It's like you're in the mirror and you're looking at yourself and you're understanding your power. You get me? You're understanding who you are, what you want, what you need, what you desire, what you are capable of. Once you prep yourself up, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Wait, should I put these lashes on? Yeah, because my other ones, those are mad big. But yeah, nothing to it but to do it, baby. Because now you understand. Now you see yourself for who you are. You in the mirror like, ooh, look at this boss ass motherfucker. Look at this motherfucker. Who the fuck wants to tell you you can't do this? Why not? You think if people told billionaires that they couldn't do it, they would literally sat there and said, you right? How did they become billionaires then? No, but that ass though. How did they become billionaires then? Because I'm pretty sure people told them they couldn't do something. Hello? Everybody knows who these people are. You understand? And it's not so much of, a lot of these billionaires aren't billionaires because they were chasing fame. They're billionaires because they believed in their talent that automatically got them fame. That's really what it is. The fame came with it, but they weren't chasing it. You get what I mean? So it's not as though you're doing something, or sometimes it is, but majority of the time, you're not doing it because you want people to see who you are. You're doing it because you're expressing who you are. People gonna see who you are because it's gonna blow up. You get me? Of course. So they're gonna want to know, who's this person behind this success? Who is this person that came up with this idea, or came up with this business, or came up with this music, or came up with this talent, came up with this dance, whatever it is that you do. They're going to want to know who you are because they're interested in your products. They're interested in things that you have to offer. So they're going to want to know who you are. It's inevitable for them to want to know who you are. That's just the reality of it. You get me? And so, oh yeah, I'm gonna use my white pencil. So when you're doing things and people start to come out of the woodworks, or, you know, people that either doubted you or hated you or wished ill or negativity on you or whatever the case may be, they start to come out of the woodworks. Okay? And when I mean the woodworks, I mean like, y'all watch Stranger Things? They start to come from the upside down, bitch. They start to come from the upside down. Because they're starting to realize, hey, didn't I say it was this, that, and the third? Why is this person doing the opposite? Because they believed in themselves. And when you believe in yourself, you a bad mother. Okay? So this is why I say, baby, take your time. Don't press rewind. Now, take your time. Get to know who you are. Put the motherfucking foot down. Be a boss, the fuck. And own your shit. Own your own shit. Own who you are. Own what you do. Just own it. Own it, own it, own it. Okay? Because life is not here to hurt you, baby. People may hurt you, but life ain't here to hurt you. It's not. Because if life was here to hurt you, you wouldn't be living it. You live things. You live through things to see who you are. You live through things to get an understanding of what it is that you need to do, what it is that you have to accomplish to move forward. You get me? As I always say, you have to get broken down in order to get back up. If you don't, you know, death doesn't always have to be literal. Okay? Death doesn't have to mean literal. Look at my cat. Come here, come here, baby. Death doesn't have to be literal. Come here, baby. Look at him. Come here, baby. He's such a baby. Come, Baba. Sometimes we have to die and kill the old us, or the old vision, the old mindset, the old habits, to birth the new you. And don't worry about what's happening behind the scenes. If it's something that's going on behind you, there's a reason why it's behind you. Okay? If the divine angels and ancestors, or whoever it is that you believe in, wanted you to see or wanted you to know what was going on behind you, baby, they would have made it visible. It's a reason why you ain't there. Let it be behind you. Let it not get you to the point where you have to feel like you have to know what's going on behind you. You don't. That's why we have a back. Turn that shit. You get me? Turn it. Fuck it. Because 10 times out of 10, you ain't supposed to see that. It's like that video with Super. And she was talking about her baby daddy, and she was like, it's a lot of things I don't play with you about. It's a lot of things I don't play with you about. You know that video? Y'all know that video. A lot of times when people talk about us, it's a lot of shit that we hold back from. It's a lot of shit we don't say. It's a lot of shit we don't do. Because we know if we say it or do it, we can end people's fucking lives. You get me? Damn, a motherfucking hurt people's feelings. We can really make a motherfucker. You understand me? But it's a reason why we don't say it. It's the reason why we don't do it. It's not your calling to do those things. That's why you're supposed to let people say and do exactly what they are doing, because time will expose people. You understand me? Like I say all the time, we're not running on time. Let people do exactly and say exactly what they need to, because like I said, we don't run on time. So everything that happens always comes back. This is why it's important for us to learn who we are, because anything that's said or done will always come back. Always. It doesn't matter when. It's not about when. It's about it coming back. Okay? All of us have to go through things. Whether people are talking about you or feeling a way about doing things behind your backs, fuck it. Fuck it. It's not your job to worry about that. That's why it's being done behind you. You understand me? It's being done behind, because you're not supposed to see that. That's why when people say actions speak louder than words, that's a fact. And I would never say that's not a fact. You get what I'm saying? Actions always speak louder than words, because what you do reflects who you are. You can say, I'm a billionaire. But what are you doing to get there? What are you doing? You get what I'm saying? What are you can put the affirmation or the manifestation out there. You can do anything that you need to do to get it, but what are you doing physically to get it? So don't reflect. What? Anyway, so don't reflect, okay, on something that has nothing to do with you. Somebody once told me, I let people dig graves for themselves, hang themselves, and people do it. I've never forgotten that saying. True. You give people enough rope, they're gonna hang themselves. Trust that. You feel me? Trust that. So don't focus on it. I know it's easier said than done, but this is why we have to train our minds. It's not hard once you realize what you want. If you're serious about the lifestyle you want, you're serious about the person you are, you're serious about where you want to be, training your mind, developing your mind and your mental state to be healthier is never hard. It's never hard. You just got to do it. Start with the plan, Batman. So yes, darlings. Look at my dad. He just... He's like, no, you gonna pet me? Ladies, y'all okay? Fellas, y'all alright? So make nobody beat you down, y'all. You're in control of you all of the time. You just have to believe that shit. Once you believe it, period. Who gonna stop you? How can they stop you if you are in control of you? How? It's impossible. You become unstoppable. Unstoppable, run away a train, every young thing, every lane. Y'all need to listen to that song by Vibes Cartel. I listen to that song every day. Do you hear me?